Now you get a good look at our camera from behind the backstop as we are live at Ayersville. Now, if you didn't step outside and you only looked at that, you would think Bob Ross painted a nice fluffy cloud, clear blue sky, spring afternoon. Don't let that fool you. We are lucky to be hitting 50 degrees this afternoon. With that said, oh man, they are hamming it up before we even get them on the air as Defiance heads just up Defiance Road, about a 5-minute trip between the two schools' campuses, as they will be taking on the Ayersville Pilots. It is a non-conference matchup, the Western Buckeye League versus the Green Meadows Conference, but don't let that fool you. We got two premier teams that are going to be going head-to-head, and it doesn't matter if there is anything conference-related on this one this afternoon, Alan Mag. They just want bragging rights today.
Yeah, this is a big bragging right for the city. You know, here in Defiance, you got Ayersville and Defiance, two really, really good programs that are looking to do good things, and this will be a tremendous test for both teams to see where they're really at.
Now, we've had a chance to see both of these teams once earlier this season. The latest was Ayersville at Fairview, and the Honey Badger came out of hibernation. She threw basically 15 strikeouts, didn't allow a single run, only 2 hits. One was a bunt single that got misplayed on that gummy field after all the rain that afternoon, and she has only picked up where she left off that afternoon. She is dominating Kendra Waldron, the future Hillsdale College Charger. Her stats on the season have been nothing short of spectacular. 65 innings, she's allowed just 2 runs, 11 walks against 146 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting under 100 against her, and she's got an ERA of 0.22. All right, you've coached before. Here's the question. How do you get to her?
You got to get to her early, I think. You can't let her get in a rhythm. I think we saw that last week, is that she really got in a rhythm after the first couple of innings, and then she just becomes unhittable. But I think you just got to attack her early in the count when you know what's coming and get her early in the inning.
On the flip side, for the Bulldogs this afternoon, it is going to be the junior Natalie Ordway. They have been rotating between Addie Miller and Natalie Ordway, much like they did last season, although Addie Miller kind of took over about midway through the season and just you weren't going to wrestle that starting pitching spot away from her. But Natalie is not inexperienced. She's got 1 win against 1 loss this season. Only 12 innings pitched. She's allowed 7 runs, 6 earned. She's walked 4 while striking out 9. Opponents hitting a .191 against her. But again, on a day like today, you don't need her to be a strikeout pitcher. Just pitch to contact and let your defense do the work.
Yeah, that's what you're going to ask of her. You're going to ask her to do too much. You're going to ask her to throw the ball across the plate, pitch to contact, let your defense work, and then try to scratch across a couple of runs if you can.
Well, I had a chance earlier today to talk to the Honey Badger herself, Kendra Waldron, also Coach Aubrey Like. She's been around the program as a longtime assistant. This is her first year as the head coach, but the Pilots are off to a 10-1 start. The Bulldogs enter today's contest at 5-6 overall. We're going to take a quick break on the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. When we come back, we'll talk to the super senior, Kendra Waldron. Don't go anywhere. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Welcome back. DCTV is on the air with the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. It looks sunny. We've got kind of a Bob Ross picture going on. Clear blue skies, some white puffy clouds in the background, a little bit of a breeze, but we've gone from 75 degrees to 50. It feels more like a fall afternoon. We expect her to be heating things up in the circle as Ayersville welcomes Defiance. Brent Balbinot saying thank you for joining us. We also want to thank our sponsor, Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, conveniently located on North Clinton Street in downtown Defiance. Check out their great selection of new and used vehicles. You can do it on the lot in person or, as always, online at drivebobestill.com. I hope you can hear me, because I can't. They're getting the field ready to go here. Our player profile, the Honey Badger has come out of hibernation. It is time. Kendra Waldron joining us. All right, a senior now. Hard to believe. The first time I saw you 2 seasons ago on this very field as a sophomore. There's an old phrase in sports. The days are long, but the seasons are short. Does it seem like a long time ago, 2 years ago as a young sophomore, or has it flown by in the blink of an eye?
It has flown by too fast. I do not want to graduate, but I'm excited for the next chapter.
Well, we're not going to graduate you just yet. You still got the season to go here. All right, I'm looking at her stats right now through 11 games. 10-1. She's only allowed 2 runs all season long, 11 walks against 146 strikeouts. Opponents hitting under 100 against her, and your ERA is a stingy .22. You were a first-team All-Stater last year in Division 7. These numbers are on pace to beat what you did last year. So I'm going to ask you the basic question here. What were you doing in the off-season, the summer, last year, to improve on this, to make yourself a better player?
Obviously, I don't want to rack it too much. I don't want to burn myself out. But working out and running and biking is something I really enjoy doing and something like I do daily. So I just keep doing that.
How about from a skill set position? Were you working on any pitches, anything at the plate? I'll get to your offensive numbers in a second, but softball-wise, what were you working on?
I don't know if you remember, but last year I was talking to you about how my rise ball and my drop ball were not it. But this year I've really grown in that skill set, and I've gotten my drop ball and my rise ball down pretty well. So
we saw you working a couple batters in a row at Fairview last week, although that was an interesting day because it was kind of muggy.
Yeah.
The infield grass was kind of sticky, but how has the rise ball improved this year? Do you have it where you want it, or is it still a work in progress?
It's obviously still a work in progress. You can always improve it, but it's gotten really close to where I want it so far. So.
All right, now I'm going to open up a little bit of an old wound here because you missed a lot of the fall and even winter sports with your injury.
Yeah.
Now we understand she's bionic, she's undergone surgery, and she can leap 20 feet straight in the air. She just won't do it on camera. How did that affect you mentally? But more specifically, too, how were you physically?
Honestly, I think it made me stronger, especially with the toe and then the nose. It kind of like, I feel like God told me that it was time to take a break. But, I mean, it only made me stronger in the end because going through recovery is something that all people with injuries know is a hard thing to do. But it only makes you stronger in the end. So.
All right, so that's a question that leads me to this one. I'm going to segue to the physical, but also the mental. There were a couple of pitches against Fairview that I'm convinced 2 years ago as a sophomore would have bothered you. Might have stuck with you for a few more pitches, might have stuck with you for a few more batters. You smiled on the field, kind of laughed at yourself. Your teammates came in and joked with you. What's your mental approach as a senior compared to a couple seasons ago?
I mean, I told you earlier, my dad says when I step into the circle, I need an attitude. And not to lose an attitude, but he wants me to get an attitude when I step between those lines. And so I have to have that attitude, but every once in a while when I throw a bad pitch, honestly the best thing to do is shake it off and laugh with my teammates about it, because if you do, then you only come back, like I said, stronger. You only come back with a better mentality.
So let's talk about the team. And you are the first to give your teammates credit. It's not a one-player game out there. You came one game away from a trip to Akron last season, something that's never happened in school history. You guys openly talk about team goals, or is it just one game at a time?
We 100% talk about team goals. I know last year we went into the season with the mentality that we don't talk about the end goal because we take it one game at a time, which is still what we're doing, but we're all mentally aware of that end goal, which is state, obviously, to do better than you did last year.
How did you handle it last year?
Pretty good. I actually came up to you at the end of the year and I told you that I do not want this to be my last game if I ever do play it next year. And so the way I handled it is with more motivation and more discipline coming into this next season.
Well, this is not going to be her last season on the softball field because you are going to continue your career at Hillsdale College. Now, I know you had several Division IIs. We had talked about some potential Division Is that were interested. At the end of the day, you decided you wanted to stay closer to home. What was it about being a Charger and Coach Gross that made you decide Hillsdale is where you wanted to continue?
Honestly, what got me interested at first was the small town. I really liked Hillsdale because it's a lot like Defiance. Defiance is a smaller town, you can find family easily. But as I stepped onto Hillsdale's campus and I met everyone there, I knew immediately it was family. I knew that's somewhere I could see myself. Not just with Coach Kyle, but also Coach Sigorski and all the girls, I met them. and they're just wonderful. They're insanely great teammates, and I wouldn't picture myself anywhere else.
So not to graduate you just yet, but in another few weeks you're going to be styling in the cap and gown, strutting across the stage. So if I come back and interview Kendra Waldron in 10, 15 years, what do you see yourself doing? Do you have a dream job?
I'm going to Hillsdale for art education, actually. I really want to be a teacher. I honestly want to come back here to Defiance or Ayersville or something like that, just to be with my home, I guess. So yeah, be a teacher.
And potentially a coach?
Very, very potentially a coach. I'm already planning in my head my future, but obviously everyone does. So
it's all in the future, folks, but you got her to open up the crystal ball just a little bit. Back to the here and now. Most important thing, beat Defiance tonight.
Yes, of course.
What, when you're done, do you want your legacy to be here? Have you thought about it? In those 10 or 15 years, what do you want people to say about Kendra Waldron?
I don't want people to just know me from softball. I want them to know me from my personality, obviously my smile. No, I'm just kidding. But I try to be kind to everyone that I meet and everybody that I come in contact with. So I just want people to think that, yeah, I was a softball player and I did all these things with softball and other sports, but I also want people to know me because of my heart. Good
stuff, as it has been for the last 2 years. We're looking forward to that senior season as well. Thanks for joining us. Good luck.
Thank you.
Kendra Waldron, the Honey Badger, our player profile. Don't you go anywhere. We're back with starting lineups and the keys to the game right after this. You're watching the Ayersville Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show on DCTV Sports.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Welcome back. DCTV pregame continues with the Ayersville Chevrolet Cadillac pregame. Our thanks going out to our pregame sponsor, Ayersville Chevrolet Cadillac, conveniently located on North Clinton Street in downtown Defiance. Check out their great selection of new and used vehicles because, like us working stiffs, everybody's on a budget. They have some they call them cream puffs, quite often under the warranty as far as the miles go, so you can really get yourself a sweet ride and still save yourself some money because that's what Ayersville Chevrolet Cadillac is all about. You can also check that selection out online at drivebobestel.com. Coach Like joining us right now. I don't think I asked you. This is going to be your first pregame. We had you on for postgame. Yeah. So here's your chance to be a pitch man for Ayersville Chevrolet Cadillac. If you're going to drive a vehicle off their lot, are you a convertible girl? Are you a 4x4? What's your preference?
An SUV, because I have a child.
An SUV. All right. So I would say probably a Chevy. I'm guessing maybe an Equinox. Probably a pretty good choice.
I don't know. We haven't had too good of luck with that in my family.
Okay. She won't be picky is what we're getting at. She's also not being too picky right now because her team is off to a fantastic start. 10-1 on the season. As a matter of fact, we broadcast last week's game, a 6-0 win against Fairview. They picked up another victory between then and now, hosting Defiance tonight. So let me ask you this question just from a generic standpoint. First-year head coach, but you're not unfamiliar with these players. You've been around for a long time. How was the transition? Was it pretty seamless?
Yeah, luckily Bill has been right by my side. I played for him and then I coached with him the last 4 years. So he has been like my crutch. He's still helping me. I text him way too much. The poor guy is probably sick of me. But he's helping so much, and so he's made it easy.
All right, so from last year to this year, because the bulk of the starters did return, there's a couple of freshmen and some newbies. Matter of fact, left field and third base, but by and large, everybody knows what's going on here. So how much coaching, in air quotes, did you have to do, or did it help having a veteran team that really knew what was expected of them?
Yeah, it helps that they are all experienced but one. Everyone's in their same spots as last year except for my center fielder and my right fielder, because center field had knee injuries, right field is a freshman. But the good thing is at practice we're able to work on skills, fixing their flaws that we know that they have. We're not teaching the game, we're not teaching the way we do things, we're not putting in like rules. They know how things work around here.
It's easy to start with Kendra Waldron, and she deserves it. As a matter of fact, a sub-1 ERA really takes the pressure off the team, but you're also hitting very well. And one thing I could talk about team batting average, but I want to talk about stolen bases. Yeah. You have been barn burners once you've come on board. You are easily into double figures with stolen bases. Talk about your philosophy and how you want to advance runners.
Yeah, we preach base runners. We do not want them looking for big hits and home runs. As soon as you get on base, we have someone behind you that's going to hit you around. So we're lucky we have 6 girls that are extremely, extremely fast. And the other 3 aren't much slower than them.
A backhanded compliment to those who are just a little slower on the team.
I was slow,
but
so I can say it.
You've got murderers row from 1 through 9. Yeah. Again, in a lot of prep lineups, you might have to worry about 1, maybe 2 batters, and then you can maybe take a breath as a pitcher. Not the case with you guys. Right. 1 through 9, all batting pretty much above 300, and your RBIs, your offensive stats are spectacular. Mm-hmm. So what are you looking at to improve in that area?
I want them to be able to situationally hit, be okay with laying down a sacrifice bunt, which they are. I want them to improve on their bunting skills and be able to lay down the bunt 1 through 9. But just being proud of themselves when they get an RBI or they move the runner or they get a sac fly, because these girls put a lot of pressure on themselves and they want hits that feel productive to them.
Again, it's easy when you've got a pitcher like Kendra Waldron to sometimes kind of get rocked to sleep out in the field. But we saw that against Fairview. There were some spectacular plays made, both in the infield and the outfield. Can you just talk about the defense this team is playing right now?
Yeah, we have some of the best defenders. They don't get to show it off very often because of Kendra, but when they do, they are there to make their plays, for sure.
So let's talk about where this team is now compared to where it can be still in another 4 to 5 weeks. How much better can this team get?
Obviously a lot better. At this point in the season, we're not teaching like where to go with the ball. We're not working on situations. We're just tweaking the little mistakes that they're making, and they don't make a lot of them. So it's just reps and working on the little things about each of them.
Let's talk about tonight's opponent, Defiance. You're stepping up, and you're not unfamiliar with them. You play them every year, Division III. They've got some good hitters. They've got some future college players themselves. Mm-hmm. What type of challenge, what's the scout on the Bulldogs tonight?
Well, luckily we have some video on them, so we watched some video and we scouted their hitters, and we look at how to throw to the girls, and we don't put a lot of pressure on our girls. Like, we know what to expect. I know what I'm calling tonight, but I'm just going to let them play their game.
Nothing left to do but throw out the first pitch, then, it sounds like.
Yep.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Coach Like joining us on the Ayersville Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. We're going to go to Kendra Waldron. She will be our player profile coming up next. Don't go anywhere. It's the Pilots and the Bulldogs. You're watching the Ayersville Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show on DCTV Sports.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
And we welcome you back to Ayersville. Both teams finishing their infield warm-ups. We are just around the corner from first pitch as the Pilots, 10-1 overall, 3-0 in the Green Meadows Conference, hosting Defiance, 5-6, 2-1 in the Western Buckeye League. Brent Balbadon alongside the coach, Alan Mag. Well, what is that big yellow orb that all of a sudden is beaming down on us here? I did not think it was going to be anywhere close to this warm come first pitch. It was nothing but gray and windy. It's still plenty breezy. You can probably hear it over our crowd mic. But just the same, it's making playing conditions, at least at first pitch, somewhat bearable. Temperatures barely pushing 50 degrees, but as the evening wears along, you know it's going to get much, much cooler. Let's go ahead and take a look at the keys to the game. Brought to you by Northwest State Community College. A key to a great career starts with a great education at Northwest State Community College. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at first for the hosts, the Pilots of Ayersville, 10-1. And Coach Like simply said, again, pitch selection was one of her keys last week against Fairview. Now she wants them to be more aggressive. Barrel it up. She doesn't mind if you swing and miss or foul it off, but you don't get a hit. by standing and watching the ball go into the catcher's mitt. And then also, number 2, and we've talked about this before, it is so easy when you talk about Ayersville softball to start and sometimes unfairly finish with Kendra Waldron. All 9 contribute. And we saw that at Fairview. They played some pretty flashy defense behind her.
Yeah, they played really good defense over at Fairview just about a week ago. And then I think the bottom of the order did some work offensively too. So if this Ayersville team can get all nine girls playing good defense and swinging the bats a little bit, they're going to be dangerous.
On the flip side for the Defiance Bulldogs, and they came into this one, again, really looking strong after that Tenora matchup. We saw that one kind of slip away, but they have really been playing well. Wins against Ottawa Glandorf, that big win against Wapakoneta last Friday, and then just for some reason didn't flip the switch on Saturday. Got shut out 13-0 versus Elmwood, and I talked to Coach Dennis Parrish, and I said, do you want to see a chip on your team's shoulder this afternoon? He goes, absolutely. He said, we're going to face one of the best pitchers we're going to see all season long. He goes, this isn't necessarily got anything for conference ramifications on it, but this is still a statement ball game. Fill up the zone. Natalie Ordway is going to be in the center circle, as if there's another circle, in the circle. But again, likewise, going to pitch to contact. Her numbers, she's got a very small sample size with barely 16 innings pitched, but she's no stranger to varsity competition as she was the starter this time last year. And then also, kind of following up on what Coach Parrish told me, show some grit. Okay, the Saturday, leave a bad taste in your mouth. If so, come out and get rid of it right now.
Yeah, they definitely want to do that. It's easy for that to happen on a Saturday after a big conference win on a Friday night. Mm-hmm. But I definitely, they definitely want them to see if they can show up and really compete against what's a very good team over here in Ayersville.
Well, there you see both coaches, Coach Parrish and Coach Like, exchanging handshakes and pleasantries in the lineup cards. And the men in blue have drawn the following assignments today. Behind the plate, Mike Mitchell will be calling balls and strikes and making all the impartial calls. In the field, Bill Combs. This is a veteran crew. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups. First for the Pilots, and again, 10-1 overall, 3-0 in the GMC. Last season, 18-5, of course, GMC regular season champions. They got one game away from Akron in the state tournament. They have some unfinished business, but right now, this is going to be a good test for a Division 7 team that's got a D3 quality opponent visiting their field. Again, Kendra Waldron will lead it off. Again, Waldron hitting over 500. We talk about what a great pitcher she is. Sometimes she doesn't get the credit she deserves at the plate, hitting 526 and also 13 stolen bases this season. Michaela Laker Sierra will bat second. Ariel Brown, the senior shortstop, will hit third. Brown again hitting 406. Baby Shark, she said she liked the nickname when I talked to her earlier today. She's a sophomore, so at least for one more season. I don't think we can call her that as a junior next year, but just the same, Daniela Coble is just playing above being an underclassman. How about this? Leads the team in batting average with a .595 average. She's also hit 4 triples. So not your prototypical, you think the big lumbering catcher. She can pick them up and lay them down. And I check that back. She has hit 4 home runs, but she also does a great job of just getting on base. She's got 3 walks, an on-base percentage of .625. This is what your cleanup hitter as a sophomore is doing, Alan.
Yeah, that's big right in the middle of Ayersville's order. A lot of big hits, a lot of RBIs at the top of the order is getting on, and then you're asking a sophomore to hit in the 4-hole, and she's answering the bell every time.
Doesn't bother her one bit.
No.
Wrapping it up, Allison Eldridge, the senior second baseman. Annalie Weisberger will be roaming center field. Ava Sigler will be at third. Aubrey Lumber will be at first. And Callie Gorell will be your designated player. Let's go ahead and take a look at the lineup for the visiting Defiance Bulldogs. Again, as we mentioned, 5-6 overall, 2-1 in the WBL. And this is the following 9 that Coach Parrish will put up in this order. Addie Miller. She's been pitching, but she will move to first base here this afternoon. Addie Miller, again, we think about her as a pitcher, but she has a very healthy .368 batting average. She's also drawn 4 walks and an on-base percentage of .442. Batting in the 2-hole, Aliyah Shaver. Shaver will be roaming right field today. Story Krebs, the junior shortstop. We saw her flash some fancy leather in that Tenor game. Krebs hitting an impressive .333 on the season. Batting in the cleanup spot, sticks. Chloe Seiler, the junior catcher, and she is really picking up a very strong start of the season, hitting .353. Ellie Ward roaming left field. Ruth Green will be at third. And then the bottom of the order, Addie Roth batting seventh, playing second base. Pitcher Natalie Ordway will hit for herself. And Isabella Rollison will bat ninth in center field. Kendra Waldron digs in. First pitch swinging. This one a high fly ball down the left field line, hooking foul. But we talked about it. Be aggressive, and Addie Miller, if there's one player that's going to know what the strike zone should be, it would be the pitcher. And Addie Miller swinging hard and getting a first pitch that she liked, just didn't keep it in fair territory. Waldron deals. This one misses in the cellar, 1-1. We'll set the Pilot defense for you after this next pitch. Waldron ready to deal. Boy, that ball is popping on the inside corner. Strike two. Let's set the defense for the Pilots. Again, Baby Shark, the sophomore Daniela Coble. And we heard Coach Blake talk about how tough Kendra Waldron is to catch. She's got 5 pitches. She can throw for a strike. You have to be on your toes. Is this one a change up? Did she go? Yes, she did. And that is a West Banco strikeout to begin the ball game. Go ahead, Hayden, flash the defense up there one more time real quick. From left to right on the infield, it goes junior, senior, senior, junior. Ava Sigler at third, senior Ariel Brown at short, another senior Allison Eldridge at second, Aubrey Limber, the junior, at first. It's a junior sandwiched in between a senior and a freshman. From left to right in the green, Michaela Laker-Sierra, Annalie Weisgerber, and Anna Marie Sigler. As digging in from the left side, Aaliyah Shaver takes a strike at the knees. And if the first 2 hitters are any indication, the Honey Badger she has found her stuff early here, Alan. She is pounding the zone.
Yeah, she's right in the zone and attacking everybody right away. Good sign for Ayersville.
Brought her eyes there. Again, if you didn't get the chance to watch her during the pregame, it was a pitch that she wasn't happy with last year. She really has been working on it during the offseason. It's better. We saw her, I don't want to say toy with it to a couple of batters at Fairview, but she didn't quite have command of it. I don't know that that's going to be a pitch for a strike, but it's more than a show-me pitch for her. That's a swing and miss pitch that we'll see if she gets a little bit more control of. It's just going to make her all the more difficult.
Yeah, that's a pitch she's going to throw when she's ahead in the count, try to get a chase right there.
This one popped up, and I didn't even see it with the sun, so I'm counting on you to be protection here.
Okay.
We're just behind home plate. You told me you still can play, so I want to hold you to it.
I don't know if I can still play. I just not going to let something hit me in the face.
Or me, for that matter. Thank you. 2-2. Waldron deals. This one misses low and outside. Ball 3. Now this is turning into a pretty good at-bat here for Shaver. We'll see what she can do as the lefty standing deep in the box. Almost sitting fastball here, probably.
Yeah, I would bet she's sitting on a...
Swung right through it, strike 3. Another West Banco strikeout, and just like that, there's 2 down. I'd love to see the gun on Kendra Waldron because we thought she was probably bringing it a little bit more than she was last Tuesday at Fairview. Fairview had the gun on her at about 60-61. You tell me from the early going here, it looks like she might be a little hotter than that today.
Yeah, she seems pretty amped up today, and velocity seems to really be up there.
Yes, case in point, swing and a miss for Story Krebs, the junior shortstop. Krebs didn't guess, but she wasn't able to catch up with that heater. Strike 1. Waldron sets, deals, pulls the string. This one bunted up the third base line. Sigler comes in, hustles, throws. Not in time.
Beat it out.
I got screened out by both the home plate umpire and the catcher here. Did not see the call, so I had to hold, but a bunt single for Story Krebs. First hit of the ball game, and it moves the line. One more hitter here for Sticks. Chloe Seiler, the junior catcher. Seiler hitting an impressive .353 on the season. She does have a home run and a triple. Also half a dozen RBI and a healthy on-base percentage of .421. Long, lanky, very athletic.
Yeah, good-looking player here.
Great demeanor, too. The 0-1 framed up nicely that time by Danny Coble. Just like that, the count is 0-2.
Be interesting to see here how aggressive Defiance wants to be on the base paths today, knowing that it's going to you're not going to string a ton of hits together. No. See if you can steal a bag here from time to time.
The 0-2 fouled straight back. Krebs was on it, but couldn't catch it more than a piece of the bat. If I said Krebs, make that Seiler. My apologies, Chloe. Peace and love. Chloe getting some looks from some softball coaches at the college level already. Already has one offer to her credit. This one, a little bit of a worm burner, and I'm not sure if that slipped out of Waldron's fingers or she just lost her release point. Krebs was going with the pitch, and she is in without a throw, so a stolen base, and the count now 1-2.
So there you are, picked a good pitch to run on, and now you're in scoring position.
We'll see if Seiler can chase her home. Waldron, long look in, inside target by Kopel. There's that rise ball, and Seiler doesn't bite. Boy, the throw got quickly back to Waldron and glanced off her mitt, and that is a heads-up play by the second baseman, Allison Eldridge, or that might have been another station.
Yeah, something you want to preach to your middle infielders on a throwback. With a runner on base, you need to pinch the middle just in case things like that happen.
2-2. Fastball, got her swinging, strike 3. And despite the 2-out single, Kendra Waldron strikes out the side here in the top of the first. No runs, no one hit, no errors, and one left the board. We're through 1/2 inning. Defiance nothing. Ayersville coming to the plate. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Superior Credit Union, a not-for-profit, member-owned financial cooperative. Visit superiorcu.com to find out more about joining the winning team at Superior Credit Union.
Last year, and she was trying to get to 60. One half of an inning is in the books here as we welcome you back to Ayersville. Brett Balbadon alongside the coach Alan Mag. The Honey Badger Kendra Waldron struck out the side in the Defiance first, and guess who leads off for Ayersville here in the bottom of the first? It will be Kendra Waldron, hitting .526 on the season. Michaela Laker-Sierra stands on deck, and Ariel Brown, the senior shortstop, in the hole. And I'm not sure if we've lost our camera. All our cameras have gone black. All right. We believe that there is still audio being fed. So we're going to call the game as if it's radio. How's that sound?
That sounds interesting.
You kidding me? That's where I cut my teeth.
Well, you have a face for radio.
Oh, wow. You know, good luck cashing that paycheck. It might bounce. I'm just here to tell you. All right, so here we go. We will set the defense once we get our graphics back. But so finishing her warm-ups right now, Natalie Ordway. Ordway, the junior, was the starter at the beginning of the season in the circle. There we go. Good to see it back. Here's your defense. Chloe Seiler, the junior catcher behind the plate, completing the battery. Junior, sophomore from left to right on the infield. Ruth Green at third, Story Krebs at short. Addie Roth at second, Addie Miller at first. And then from left to right in the green, we got a pair of seniors and a junior. Ellie Ward, Isabella Rollison, and Aaliyah Shaver. Again, Ordway's sample size so far this season, a little small. She's thrown a dozen innings, allowed 9 hits, 7 runs, all but 1 earned. She's walked 4 while striking out 9. And opponents are hitting 191 against her. And she deals. Boy, that's a tough pitch. Good low strike at the knees.
Yeah, that's just perfect location. Nothing you can do with that pitch. You get just lay off of it with less than 2 strikes. That's just a rollover.
Waldron is up in the box, and she fouls this one straight back. So she's down on the count 0-2. Boy, for, again, a Division VII and a Division III team, I'm looking out on this field right now as this one floats, maybe lost her release point on that one just a little bit. And I am counting between both rosters right now, Alan, anywhere from 5, 7, maybe even potentially 8 future college players.
Yeah, 2 very talented rosters.
Boy, this one well struck to center field, but the park will hold it. Bella Rollison is there, and she will squeeze for the first out. Finish that thought.
Yeah, 2 very talented rosters that we're looking at today. Yep. And it shows, you know, they play tough schedules. They win a lot of games, and they've been top programs here in the last couple of years.
Well, it just goes to show you, and again, I get it. If you live in one of the larger cities, and it's our job to kind of travel a little bit, even though we've got a sliver of Northwest Ohio here, we still get to see multiple teams in multiple divisions. As the left-handed hitting Michaela Licker-Sierra first pitch swing fouls it away. But I think there's a misconception. Not all the talent, and we're not just talking softball, we're talking baseball, we're talking all the sports. It isn't always relegated to the Cincinnati Molars, the Olentangy Oranges, the Dublin Jeromes. There is a lot of quality ball and quality athletes in small-town Ohio. As a ground ball down to third, Ruth Green. She has just earned that spot from the off-season, and good luck getting it away from her. 2 away.
Yeah, nice play. Ate that up well, made a strong throw, and 2 quick outs.
So here's Ariel Brown digging in from the right side. Talented multi-sport athlete and a senior.
You know, right there's the key. What you just said, Brent, is I think in the small schools sometimes you don't hear as much about kids because they are multi-sport athletes. And especially the school the size of Ayersville, you have to have your athletes have to do 2 or 3 sports, and I think in the long run it helps.
Oh, this one well struck into shallow center field. It will get down in front of Rollison, and Brown with a 2-out single. So both teams picking up a base hit with 2 outs here in the first inning. We'll see what the Pilots can do as the baby shark Daniela Koba will have to ditch the shin guards. Sophomore catcher will dig in, and all she's done so far through 11 games, ladies and gentlemen, is hit .595 with 19 RBI, 4 doubles, 4 home runs, and an on-base percentage of .625. First pitch swinging here, popped up, slider, right in and out of her mitt. It literally fell down into her. She thought it was higher. Tough play. It's strike 1.
Yeah, that one's tough as a catcher because it stayed in front of her. You know, you're taught as a catcher to get up and spin and find it. And when she started to spin, she couldn't find it. Did a nice job of getting turned back around. He had really tough play, that ball in front of you.
It was literally over her head. And as she kind of threw her mid out to her side, it almost fell straight into it. It couldn't have been any tailor-made as this one misses downstairs. Had she caught that, that would have been the highlight reel play of the season.
Yeah, that would have been a tremendous play just to be able to find that. And like you said, the understanding of it usually isn't in front of you right there.
This one well struck deep to left field. Ward going back and gone! Daniela Koble, what were we just saying? All she's done so far through 11 games is hit nearly 600. That is home run number 5, RBIs number 20 and 21, and the Pilots take an early 2-0 lead.
Yeah, really big swing right there, and that was a no-doubter.
Yep.
You know, into the wind even, and that was really well struck there. It gives Ayersville an early lead.
So the base is cleared for senior second baseman Allison Eldridge. I don't want to say an anonymous voice in the chorus, but one of those multi-sport athletes that you were just talking about that isn't necessarily the star on any of the rosters that she plays on, but as a kid, you say, absolutely, I want number 21 on my roster.
Oh, definitely. She plays really hard. Does the little things that you need to do to win. Obviously, here the softball plays a premier position up the middle and does a tremendous job and handles the bat a little bit.
And was not hesitant whatsoever to really bust your chops when she saw you picking up a headset to call this ball game.
Yeah, don't know what that was all about. I thought her and I were friends, but maybe not.
We'll let you two discuss that off the air.
Allison's a great kid, great sense of humor, very personable.
Little ornery, I would say.
Yes.
In a good kind of way. Now she's looking at a 1-1 count here. She's fouled the pitch back. Ordway deals. Good, firm fastball. That one didn't get above the ankles, but that was one she couldn't lay off, and it's strike 2. You can hear that wind whipping over our headsets here. I'm trying to get a feel. It's blowing in on us, almost like it's coming in from right center. Change up. Seiler tried to frame that up, but it was in the cellar. Ball 2.
Good spot for that pitch, and that's a really good take with 2 strikes.
I think it also fooled her. There's those points where you want to swing and you just can't. As a rise ball out of the zone, and Eldridge has done a good job to work the count full. Ordway trying to keep the damage to a minimum here. She got the first 2 hitters quickly, then surrendered to single. to Ariel Brown, and then a 1-1 pitch left the yard from Coble. This one a grounder to short. Krebs. Tell you what, folks, I know a lot of talk about Ava Cullen graduating, and rightfully so, to play at Ball State this season, but I think it's fair to say the shortstop position for the next 2 years is in good hands at Defiance. Scored 6-3 for the third and final out here in the bottom of the first. Not before the Pilots come up big, though. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through 1. Ayersville 2, Defiance nothing. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
You get a good look down the first base / right field camera here as we welcome you back to Ayersville. Top of the second. Kendra Waldron in the circle with something she didn't have to open up the game, the lead. 2-run home run by sophomore catcher Daniela Coble. Makes it Pilots 2, Bulldogs nothing. 5, 6, and 7, Ellie Ward, Ruth Green, and Addie Roth with their first cuts of the afternoon against the right-handed hurler. This one misses in the dirt. Ward trying to get the offense jump started here, hitting just a .147. Ooh, she pulled a string. I'm not sure if that was a straight change or maybe a 3/4 fastball, but it was just enough to mix up Ellie Ward's timing.
Yeah, that's a really good-looking pitch when you're looking fastball. That's tough to stay back on.
1-2. Brought it right at her. A number. Oh, snared. It was almost like her arms became 6 feet long. She just dropped her glove down. Score at 1-3 for the first out here in the second. I know softball's a little different than baseball, but still the premise is the same in that circle or whether you're on the mound. Coaches always want the pitcher to finish square to the plate. Number one, you don't know if one's coming right back at your face, but number two, it just makes it so much easier to field your position, doesn't it?
Yeah, you need to finish up the right way so you're able to field your position and just become another defender out there.
That one fouled straight back into the stands. Everybody saw it, but yet nobody moved to catch it. They all went to get out of the way playing turtle. You would have dove for that ball, I'm positive, right?
Yeah, I would have. I would have laid out across the bleachers. And
I don't know if the paramedics are here today, but maybe one of the trainers could have helped you afterwards. Strike one to Ruth Green. Rise ball. Good competitive pitch, but really a better take by Ruth Green.
Yeah, really good take right there. Down and got it back even. And this will be a big inning for Defiance to see if they can answer it all.
Green hitting .333. This one well struck and in the 5-5 hole between third base and shortstop. Ruth Green picks up a one-out single. It's going to be the second base hit of the afternoon for the Bulldogs, and it will bring the tying run to the plate in the person of Addie Roth.
Yeah, really good at bat there. Foul ball took a pitch and then put a really good swing on that 1-1 pitch right there. And again, we'll see if Defiance is aggressive on the bases, as can't plan to string a bunch of hits together here.
First pitch, fastball, strike on the inside corner. Run on Daniela Coble at your own risk. We saw her throw a couple of would-be base runners out at Fairview last week. She does more than just receive and block balls. She's a pretty complete catcher.
Yeah, she is. She's got a really strong arm back there. Does a nice job catching the ball.
This one squared to bunt and fouled away. Make it 0-2 the count to Addie Roth.
The key is trying to steal bases against when you have a good battery like this is guessing right, is going on off speed, going on, just.
Well, in a situation here at 0-2, I don't want to say you don't want to take the bat out of Addie Roth's hands, but Is this a count that you would expect some sort of bender off speed to go ahead and try to steal? Not the case here, and a nice stop. Boy, I just love watching Danny Coble. She almost takes it personally if you take a big lead.
Yeah, that was a very good job of getting that ball in the dirt.
Yep. See what type of target she gives Waldron here. I think it's going to be an inside target again. Swing and a miss. She changed levels. I'm not sure if that was a true rise, but Roth couldn't catch up with it. That's a West Banco strikeout for the second out here in the second inning. It's also the fourth K recorded by Kendra Waldron so far this afternoon. So here's her counterpart, Natalie Ordway, digging in. First pitch fastball. She's not messing around, and we talked about this before. I know sometimes your philosophy might be try and work as deep into the count as possible, get a pitcher to show pitches, but quite often, especially with an aggressive pitcher like Kendra Waldron, you may be looking at the best pitch to hit as the first pitch in any at-bat.
Yeah, definitely. She is attacked right away, and I think, have to go back and check, but mostly fastballs early in the count. So it's just you just got to get up there, and against somebody like this, you can't let her get ahead of you where she's able to throw anything she wants to. She's just too tough.
Reached back and humped that one up, and that was an absolute blur. I would love to see the gun on her right now, but you were taking a guess during our last commercial break. You think she's probably up around 63, 64 right now?
I would guess right now. She's really, it seems.
Runner goes, throw down to second, a little bit delayed. It squirts, but it was a strikeout. So that's immaterial, as that's going to be out number 3. And Daniela Coble threw down anyway. You heard the Ayersville coaching staff go, play it out.
Yep.
Absolutely well done.
Yeah, it's a good job.
So no runs on one hit, no errors, and one left to board. We are through 1.5, so no change in our score. Pilots 2, Bulldogs nothing. You're watching DCTV Sports.
When a fire or natural disaster throws a penalty flag, let ServiceMaster Restore work for you. Anything from minor cleanups to complete overhaul and rebuilding. Contact ServiceMaster by McCann.
Out on the field.
At Arthur Law Firm, we understand how overwhelming life can be after being seriously injured in a car accident. With over 50 years of experience, Arthur Law Firm has a track record of getting the results you deserve. When you don't know where to turn, get answers with Arthur. Call us today.
Back at Ayersville, sun still beaming down here as we're just underway. Not quite the bottom of the hour, 22 minutes into this one. Bottom of the second. And Defiance's Natalie Ordway finishes her warm-ups as it will be 6, 7, and 8 for Ayersville. Pilots leading 2-0 on the strength of a 2-run home run an inning ago from cleanup hitter and sophomore catcher Daniela Coble. Annalie Weisberger will lead it off. Ava Sigler on deck and Aubrey Limber in the hole. Annalie Weisberger hitting a respectable .333. Has some good speed, and as you can see, a very heavy knee brace on that left knee. An injury pretty much cost her all of last season.
Yeah, it's really cost her a couple of years. If I remember right, she got hurt as a freshman. Tried to play softball as a freshman and just couldn't. So it's good to have her back.
That was off the end of the bat. You kind of heard a little bit of a hollow sound, and it was hit right at Bella Rollis, and she barely had to move as she squeezes for out number 1. That'll bring up Ava Sigler, third baseman. Sigler hitting a .192 out of the 7 hole. Takes a rise ball above her visor. The bulk of last year's regional final team for Ayersville is back this season. Couple of holes to fill as this one popped up. We're right into the sun for us, coming in right field, and Shaver kicking in the afterburners and tracks that one down to make a tough play look routine. 2 down. So that'll bring up first baseman in the 8-hole, Aubrey Limber. Limber hitting a .82. One of those positions that needed to be filled from last year was first base. With Addie Zartman graduating, she played the entire season on a torn ACL.
Yeah, she did. Toughed it out.
Yep.
It was just wanted to grind through with her teammates. And
first base, third base, and center field were holes left due to graduation last season. But if the first 11 games of this year are any indication, the depth is pretty good here. as this one squirts to the backstop, ball one.
Yeah, a lot of girls have stepped into those 3 spots and have done a really nice job, and they haven't missed a beat.
Ordway working the ball over, tries to get it to her liking. Brings a good looking. Boy, that had some really weird movement on it. I don't know that was a true curve, but whew, tough pitch, swing and a miss.
A lot of movement away from the left-handed hitter.
Was that a Scroogey?
They had that kind of movement on it.
2-2 as Limber takes high. 2 down, nobody aboard. 2-0 our score. Righty-lefty matchup. Ordway looking for a clean inning. And she bowls this one over home plate. The count runs full.
Good looking at bat here by Aubrey Limber. Working the count. Do what you can to get on. Just see if you can't set the table here. The 8-9 hitter with 2 outs.
You're sitting fastball here, correct?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
No secrets. Got her to swing through it. Strike 3. First of the afternoon for Natalie Ordway, a West Banco strikeout to end the Pilots' second inning as they go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. 2 in the books. Top of the third when we come back. Ayersville 2, Defiance nothing. You're watching DCTV Sports.
West Banco, building a better bank every day since 1870. Community-focused West Banco. Find out more at westbanco.com.
Just hit because of the knee.
Discover top-quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top-quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
Third inning, we welcome you back to Ayersville. Sun even coming a little bit farther out from behind the clouds here. Keep it coming. Warm it up as much as possible. It will be the top of the third. The 9-hole. Bella Rollison will lead it off. Lineup turns over. Leadoff hitter Addie Miller on deck. And Aaliyah Shaver in the hole. Bulldogs have picked up a hit in each of the first 2 innings. They put a runner aboard, but haven't been able to advance them past second. The only scoring of the ball game, courtesy of a 2-run homer by sophomore catcher Daniela Coble for Ayersville. Rollison hitting an even 200. Tried to lay that one down, and now she's down on the count 0-2.
A pretty good idea right there. See if you can't get on for the top of the order. Make something happen.
Still a lot of rain in this area over the last even 24 to 48 hours over the weekend. The field doesn't look like it's the infield. Ooh, and a called third strike on the inside corner. Rollison takes one looking. A backwards K for another West Banco strikeout to lead off the third. And that is the third straight strikeout for Kendra Waldron. Getting back to the infield here, still looks like, I wouldn't say mushy, but it doesn't look like it will probably after another week's worth of hopefully dry weather.
Yeah, the infield's in pretty good shape. A lot of work on these fields. You know, you gotta thank the work that the coaches and the athletic directors put in this time of the year, because it's not easy.
Well, and again, it's not that it's. I'm trying to think of a good word here. As this one popped up. Oh, and it stayed down on that soft dirt. There was no way it was coming up for Ariel Brown. That was an all-or-nothing play, and it ends up being the third hit of the day for Defiance. Addie Miller with an infield single.
Yeah, good effort there by Ariel. There's just nothing you can do about that. That's a ball that if you don't catch, you're probably not throwing her out. So,
and that plays right into what I was saying, though. In a week, maybe hopefully 2 after some dry weather, maybe that ball plays differently. But right now, it's kind of in between, it feels like, as far as the texture of the infield dirt.
Yeah, it is. It is in between. I always liked it soft. You knew as an infielder that the ball was going to stay down.
That one did.
Yes, it did.
As in, didn't come up at all. That looked like my 8-iron into a sand trap on the third hole just down the highway here. So here's Shaver digging in. 0-1. Takes a strike on the outside corner. Snap throw down to first. Miller gets back in time. I will say this, and especially with a left-handed hitter up, we've seen Danny Coble. She's not afraid to throw down to first.
Yeah, she shows the arm off, and you got to love an aggressive catcher.
I'm not going out on too flimsy of a limb here. I don't care that she's a sophomore. And this one, a swing and a miss. Shaver goes down swinging for another West Banco strikeout, 2 away. You care to make me a bet? Danny Coble will play college ball somewhere.
I would have to think that's a bet that you will win.
Not one you want to take,
No.
right? And you can just see it. Some just stand out. Some you say, okay, prototypical, like in the circle right now, no question that Kendra Waldron's a college-level pitcher. Others you would say, you know what, I could see the kid. Developmental is a term quite often that college coaches use. I look at Danny Coble right now as a sophomore and say, definite college-level player.
Yeah, definitely. She continues to work and just enjoy playing the game, and
which she said she wants to do. Of course, when you're good, it also makes it easy.
Makes it very easy when you're good at it.
1-1 the count to Story Krebs, junior shortstop. Had a bunt single back in the first. Stole second, but was stranded there. Ooh, I thought Coble was going to throw down to first there for a second.
Yeah.
And that might have been interesting.
Snap that right out of her glove.
Because Addie Miller was wandering off of first just a bit.
Now here's another spot that we talked earlier. You know, do you run here and try to get people in scoring position?
I think if you do, you're looking at a hit and run here, not a straight steal. Because there's probably 63, 64, and a little bit of a purpose pitch to Story Krebs. Because Story Krebs is one of your better hitters. You don't want to take the bat out of her hand, right? So how can you do one? Hit and run and hit?
Yeah, I just, right here, 3-1, you're probably not doing it.
This one inside outed and fouled up the first base line. Well, here you go. There's no guessing games to be played here between Kendra Waldron and Story Krebs. You're looking at a fastball with a 3-2 count, 2 outs, and that will also mean a benefit for Addie Miller as she'll be off with the pitch. Payoff on the way. Oh, and Krebs thought she had ball 4. It's a called third strike. Another West Banco strikeout, and that will do it for Defiance here in the top of the third. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left aboard. We'll head to the bottom of the frame. No change in our score. 2-0 Pilots. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
And we welcome you back to Ayersville. What looks like a beautiful spring day. If you didn't step outside, if you did, you would feel more like fall conditions. Temperatures about 50 today. Still good enough to play, certainly dry conditions, but not the spring conditions we saw about 48 hours ago, not that we're going to see tomorrow. It's supposed to be back up in the lower 70s tomorrow. Just goes to show you, and I know that it's an old phrase that people in the Midwest get tired of, but if you live in Ohio and you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. It'll change.
Yep. Northwest Ohio, you get all 4 seasons in about 4 hours.
And so we have. It'll be the 9 hole here in the bottom of the third. Callie Gurrell, the designated player, will lead it off for Ayersville. Top of the order, and Kendra Waldron standing on deck, and Michaela Laker-Sierra in the hole. 2-0 our score. Pilots have wrapped out a couple of hits, but it was a clean inning for Natalie Ordway just a frame ago, and we'll see where she picks up. 1-0 the count to Gurrell.
See if Callie can get on here to roll the order over. And
hitting 364 out of the 9 hole. I mean, that's productive. I would say, I don't want to say an anonymous voice in the chorus on this Ayersville roster, but I guarantee you 364 in virtually any other lineup in the GMC is going to have you hitting 3, 4, or 5, don't you think?
Yeah, you'd be in the middle of a lot of orders with an average like that, and here she is working the 3-0 count to start.
Ordway has tried to work inside on a couple of pitches. We'll see what she does here on the 3-0. The obligatory get me over fastball is a strike. Got a decent crowd here this afternoon. This one, a strike on the inside corner, makes it full 3-2. All right, from 3-0 to full count.
Oh, now Callie's got to get to work a little bit.
Yep. On the way, a rise ball misses outside, ball 4, leadoff walk. And here's Kendra Waldron digging in. Kendra Waldron, I know we've talked about it before. And if our camera can get on her as she warms up, she does this little shimmy as she steps in and then twirls the bat over her wrist. Maybe she could hold a clinic.
All that wonderful flexibility she has.
Ground ball to third, Green up with it. She'll go to second for the lead. Waldron safe at first on the fielder's choice, but the Bulldogs get the lead runner, 1 down.
Yeah, good job there getting the lead runner. And
so with 1 away, here's Laker Sierra. 0 for 1 with a ground out to third. That one scoots away from Seiler, goes to the backstop. I think Waldron was going with the pitch anyway. And she continues to pick him up and land down. That is her 14th stolen base of the season.
Yeah, very aggressive base runner. And again, now you got a runner in scoring position and 1 out, and for the heart of this order.
Laker Sierra hitting an even 500. But that's, and another one scoots to the backstop. And those are 2 freebies. And I'm looking at Ordway kind of shaking her hand there a little bit. Look, it is chilly. I'm not sitting here saying it's warm. I'm not saying it's freezing. But, again, is there maybe an issue here with feel for the ball, release point, anything you can put your finger on?
I would say it's release point. I don't know if she's struggling feeling the ball. She could be. But a really good trip here by Seiler to go out and settle her down. And
well, that first one would give Kendra Waldron a stolen base. I think she was going, but this one's definitely a pass ball. And now all of a sudden, do you bring the infield in? Looks like the corners are.
I think you're at the point of the way Kendra's pitching that you've got to think, you got to keep them at 2.
The corners are in, but the middle is back and squaring to bunt. That one fouled off the chest protector of Seiler. And at least anything up the middle, Defiance seems to be okay with trading a run for an out.
Yeah, they are. And you could, you're kind of in that philosophy of, avoid a big inning. We give them 1, we don't want them to get 4.
2-1, this one bunted foul up the first base side. All right, 2-2. You have to be protecting and covering the entire plate now if you're Laker Sierra. And if you're Ordway, again with a runner at third, can you get too fine here, or you just bring your best pitch?
I think you just have to come after her here. And nice job.
Boy, I tell you what, Seiler has been really working hard behind the plate. You could hear that over our crowd mic. That was a nasty shot off her chest protector.
Yeah, I would say this is 2 of the better catchers.
Very much so. Payoff pitch. Ordway needs to come up with something good here. This one, a chopper to short. Krebs has it. She's going to come home, and the throw scoots underneath the glove of Seiler. Waldron is safe, rounding first. Oh, a beauty of a throw on the bag, and the tag not there. In just ahead of the tag, Laker Sierra. So make it 3-0, and now a runner at second. Well, that throw was on the bag by Seiler. You couldn't have dropped it any better.
Yeah, really good.
And she just beat it.
Really good throw.
Well, Krebs was playing back but came home. The throw beat Waldron, but it scooted underneath. Uh-oh, here is Brown. Deep fly ball, left center field. Holding to read it down. And now Laker Sierra head first into home plate just to say she got dirty. And Ariel Brown with an RBI double, and now all of a sudden it's 4-0 Pilots.
Yeah, really good swing there by Ariel Brown. They drove that ball well, and that one the wind made it held up. I thought when she hit it, it had a chance, but got up in the wind a little bit. But still, an RBI double and 4-0 now.
And we're going to have a meeting in the circle. Tell you what, it's not that Ordway has pitched all that bad. But Allen, just a misplaced throw here, a pass ball there. Basically 2 free stations there. We had a stolen base, so I'd only say one pass ball, but it was enough to make an easy play at home when otherwise you would have had an easy out at first. Stuff that you'll look at and say, okay, what happened in this inning? What happened in that inning? And all of a sudden things start to add up.
Yeah, it's the little things that add up. You know, if they're not a couple of wild pitches there, you know, that ground ball to short's force out at second, and the Ayersville's just a team. You give them an inch, and they're going to bury you. And right here is you got to get back into this and try to get out of this right here where you still have a shot.
Still only one away, and Danny Coble digs in. First pitch swinging liner, snared by Rock. Looks over at second, and there's some fancy leather by the sophomore second baseman. Boy, Danny Coble couldn't have barreled that ball up any better.
No, that ball was sculled, and just a really, really nice play there. And a really nice job by Ariel Brown freezing on that line drive, and you still have a chance here to get another run. It's very simple as a runner to take off as soon as that ball's hit, as hard as that ball was hit.
That's where you got to read it down, right? Don't make the game too fast.
Yep.
And she didn't, as Allison Eldridge digs in from the right side, takes ball 1. Eldridge 0 for 1 with a ground out to short. This one off the end of the bat, and it's going to sail into the fan base down the first base line. And there you hear Chloe Seiler being the quarterback of the infield, making sure everybody's on the same page. 1-1. This one, high fly ball, shallow center field. Bella Rollison is there, and she will put the leather to it. That will retire Allison Eldridge, and with her the Pilots here in the bottom of the third, but not before they come up with another crooked number. 2 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left aboard. 3 in the books. Ayersville 4, Defiance nothing. Back after this, you're watching DCTV Sports.
Superior Credit Union, a not-for-profit, member-owned financial cooperative. Visit SuperiorCU.com to find out more about joining the winning team at Superior Credit Union.
Plus,
I don't understand coming to the
Kendra Waldron finishes her warm-ups here in the top of the 4th. Daniela Coble goes down to second, and we are set to resume play. So we welcome you back to Ayersville on a Monday afternoon. Good start to your work week here. Brent Balbinot alongside the coach Alan Mag. Pilots with a 4-0 lead after scoring 2 unearned in the bottom of the last frame. Defiance trying to get some of that back here with 4, 5, and 6 stepping to the plate for the second time today. Sticks. Catcher Chloe Seiler Jr. takes a strike. Chloe struck out swinging to end the first inning. Seiler entering today's game, hitting .353. Get a good look at her. Digging in from the right side. Takes a strike on the inside corner. It's one of the things I was talking with Heather Parrish. She called me one afternoon, asked me about Chloe Seiler, some thoughts. And to be honest with you, I said, I don't remember her much last year. It wasn't that I remember her for anything bad. I just don't remember her, period. As there's a liner into center field, that is what we're going to remember her for moving forward. She beat me to it. She couldn't have come up with a more timely hit, especially with an 0-2 count. She has established her presence this season.
Yeah, next year when somebody calls you and asks you about Chloe Seiler, you're going to definitely remember.
Oh, I'll have plenty in the repertoire to let them know about. But to be honest with you, college coaches are noticing now.
Yeah, that was a really nice swing there and really stuck there. In a tough spot down 0-2.
Yep. So here's Ellie Ward digging in. First pitch swinging, and I think the talk in the dugout now is, hey, first pitch fastball, best pitch you may see in any at bat. Don't get yourself cheated.
Yeah, you better get to work here, and we'll see if Waldron's able to make that adjustment now too.
Well, so often, and again, I know it's a little bit different with softball, but baseball, at least similar philosophies. As she pulls the string there, swing and a miss. But if a batter moves in the box, if they're sitting, okay, let's start with this. They're sitting right in the middle of the box. Then your aim, your release point, your approach is going to be different than, say, if they step up the second time and they're back in the box, right? It's not the same every time. I'll ask you to break that down here in a second. Runner goes, Cobal's throw. Oh, it squirts off the glove of Brown. The throw beat her, but it was a little low, and Seiler is in with a stolen base. So break down how a pitcher adjusts when a batter changes their positioning in the box.
I think that tells the pitcher what the hitter's looking for. If you're up in the box, you're trying to get to the curveball before it breaks. If you're back in the box, you feel you can't catch the fastball. So that is something that attentive pitchers and catchers are going to see, and you just have to adjust to it.
This one fouled straight back. Chloe Seiler, we got to give her props. That's stolen base number 7, and that's a catcher.
Yeah, very athletic, very, very athletic. And again, you know, you talk about Danny's arm, but still, you get a good jump. It takes a perfect throw, and you got to make a good tag. So
off speed, Ward got out in front of it, and that's a West Banco strikeout for the first out of the inning. So expand a little bit more on that, because when you say, okay, you're keeping an eye on where a hitter is setting up in the box, and if they change from at-bat to at-bat, it's not just what you throw, but how you throw it, correct?
Yeah.
You throw on a line in coordination with the batter, correct?
Right. You know, if they're up in the box, they're obviously looking for something breaking down and away from them. So you may want to come in hard, you know, and vice versa. If they're back in the box, they're telling you that they don't think they can get to your fastball. So I mean, you can still challenge them with that fastball, but if they continue to foul it off, then you know that's what they're looking for, and you can go to something soft away.
0-2, 2 good swings by Ruth Green, but she fouled them both straight back. And this is the worst count you want to be in against a pitcher like Kendra Waldron. You are a complete guess hitter right now. And still out in front on a little bit of a change of speed, but she hooks it foul down the left field line. What Ruth Green is having so far, despite being down 0-2, she's not getting cheated up there.
No, really good at bat. Yeah, taking good swings. Obviously is seeing the ball pretty well.
See if Waldron busts off one of those nasty curves. Runs her inside for a called strike 3, 2 down. Another West Banco strikeout. That is number 10 through 3 2/3. So here's Addie Roth, a strikeout victim back in the second. There's a strike. Coble. Boy, she snaps that ball back. I just love the intensity. She's just, I think she eats a bowl of nails every morning for breakfast.
She might. Yeah, that's something you try to teach kids. You know, throw the ball back to the pitcher. Don't lob it. Don't lollipop it.
0-1, fouled straight back. Defiance's hitters have been on time for the most part. The problem, they haven't been able to barrel much up.
Yeah, they're on time, but the up and down is getting them here a little bit. You know, the eye level, and that tends to be what you see if you foul ball straight back. Your timing is on it. You're just under it.
So 0-2. Roth will have to be covering the entire plate. Swing and a miss. That is just good old Uncle Charlie, and she blows it right by her. And despite giving up a leadoff single, Kendra Waldron bounces back to strike out the side. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left aboard. 3.5 in the books. No change in our score. Pilots 2, Bulldogs nothing. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
When a fire or natural disaster throws a penalty flag, let ServiceMaster Restore work for you. Anything from minor cleanups to complete overhaul and rebuilding. Contact ServiceMaster by McCann.
Still plenty of sunshine here as we welcome you back to Ayersville. 4th inning, bottom of it specifically. as the Pilots have put up 4 runs, only 2 of them earned. They have wrapped out 3 hits. They've also taken advantage of a couple of walks and a key error. It all leads up to a 4-0 lead, and Natalie Ordway, looking for a clean inning herself, will deal to 6, 7, and 8 for the Pilots. Annalie Weisgerber, Ava Sigler, and Aubrey Limber, second time through the order for this set against the Defiance Junior. And that last inning I know had to have been frustrating for Natalie Ordway, but it's in the rearview mirror now, Alan. You got to flush it and get after it.
Yeah.
There's a shot back up the middle. Krebs comes in, hustles hard, and not in time. No, she did get her. I'm getting screened out. I'm going to hold my call because literally I am looking straight down the first base line, and I cannot see the field umpire or even the first base bag for that matter. So
yeah, really
she did get her.
Yeah, really nice job to hang with that and make a strong throw.
This one misses upstairs for Ava Sigler. This one, chopper back up the middle. Nice range by Raw. Sets, plants, fires. Middle of the infield has been looking pretty strong here for Defiance, but we knew that. We saw them a couple weeks ago against Denora.
Yeah, they do a really nice job of getting the balls and making good, strong throws. You know, and again, as we talked earlier, pitch to contact and let your defense work.
So 2 up, 2 down for Aubrey Limber. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Digging in from the left side. Looked like she was trying to get a running start on a slap there and comes up empty. You can probably hear the wind over our crowd mic. While that sun is out, it is starting to add a bit of a chill to things right now. I'm probably going to put my coat on. This one, well struck, slicing down the left field line. Well, I can't see from where I'm at, and we can't tell by the camera angle there, but it looks like Ellie Ward made a nice running catch. Scored F7. Next time we're back here in 2 weeks against Tenora, we're going to move our table over just a little bit. No runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. No change in our score. 5th inning, here we come. Pilots 4, Bulldogs nothing. You're watching DCTV Sports.
In life, unexpected challenges can test us. If you've been seriously injured in a car accident, you deserve a team that understands. Because your story matters. Call Arthur Law Firm today. We'll fight for you every step of the way.
West Banco, building a better bank every day since 1870. Community-focused West Banco. Find out more at westbanco.com.
Top of the 5th. No runs on 3 hits. And no errors for Defiance. 4 runs on 3 hits. No errors for Ayersville as Kendra Waldron dealing to 8, 9, and then the leadoff hitter. Natalie Ordway, her counterpart, digs in and takes a strike. Swung on, popped that one back and over our heads. We're also looking straight into the sun now. And I don't know about you, but the glare coming off the buses from the parking lot, I should have worn my contacts and brought my sunglasses. Lesson learned for our next broadcast here in a couple of weeks. 0-2. Waldron going through her routine. It's more of a ritual. Smacks the ball in her glove, rubs it on her trousers, sets deals, and bowls this one right over home plate. One and 2. Waldron has been dominant here this afternoon. Strike 3 just above the letters. 1 away on a West Banco strikeout. One down for Bella Rollison. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Came into today hitting 200. This one misses in the cellar. Top of the order, and Addie Miller on deck. 1-0, just a little late on it. You and I have talked about this before, but especially when you got a fireballer like Kendra Waldron in the circle, you have to be yes, and then yes or no at the last second against a pitcher like that. You cannot wait to decide if it's there or not, because otherwise it's in the catcher's mitt. Ooh, and she went fishing on a 1-1 rise ball that was well out of the zone, and she's not happy with herself. Bella will step out and try and regroup.
Yeah, your approach against any pitcher, let alone somebody that throws this hard, has to be yes, and then shut it down. It's easier to shut it down than it is to get it going. Swing and a miss. Boy, she is bringing it.
Another West Banco strikeout, 2 away here in the 5th. So here's Addie Miller, 1 for 2. Struck out looking to lead off the game and singled back in the 3rd. Addie Miller, one of the 2 pitchers on this Defiance roster, but playing first base today. Change up, got her out on her front foot, strike 1. Just when you're gritting your teeth and really waiting, and then Waldron does something like that too.
Yeah, that's what makes it tough, when you can do that and throw it for a strike and really had her out in front.
And then she speeds your bat up. This one's just a little outside, ball 1. So here's the question. I know I've asked you this before, and I don't care if it's baseball or softball, but when you have a pitcher who can throw multiple pitches, and I don't just mean 2, I mean 3, 4, and in some cases 5, for a strike at any point in the count, what's your philosophy? Are you taking away a pitch? Are you taking away a zone? How do you approach a pitcher like that?
I always try to teach it as take away a pitch. Mm-hmm. You know, pick a pitch that she throws most.
This one into left field, and it gets down. Addie Miller took an off-speed pitch and pulls it for a single down the left field line for her 2nd hit of the afternoon. Finish that thought.
Yeah. And this is what we've talked about before too, I think, being in the dugout, figuring out tendencies and eliminating pitches, either whether it's the entire at bat, I'm only looking fastball, or I'm only looking changeup. Because if you start guessing, it's just hitting's hard enough.
Yeah.
So you have to eliminate something.
So here's Aaliyah Shaver digging in from the left side. Slap hitter, swings and misses for strike 1. Aaliyah 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. So you take away a pitch. Could you also, though, say, you know what, the minute you step into the box, treat it like a 3-0 count. You're looking for one pitch in one spot, and if it's not there, okay, you'll take a strike in the hopes that you're going to get something that you can get your best swing off of.
Yeah, I just, if you want to eliminate location too, that works. But I always had the philosophy of let's eliminate, and usually it was eliminate curveball, right? Okay. Nobody wants to hit a curveball.
No.
So at least that gives you fastball, changeup to come at, and then you just have to adjust speed. If you can sit fastball, but yet keep your hands back, if it is off speed, at least you take away the break.
1-2 the count to Shaver. This one low and away. Of course, all that's so much easier said than done, too.
It is, yeah. Hitting's hard, and when you're facing somebody that can throw 3-4 pitches for a strike, it just makes it even harder.
Well, when you say hitting is hard, look, a good average is 300, right? That means 7 out of 10 times you're being retired. As there's a calm 3rd strike, and that will do it for Kendra Waldron as she strikes out the side here in the top of the 5th. Defiance unable to do anything with the 2-out single by Addie Miller. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left to board. 4.5 in the books. Pilots 4, Bulldogs nothing. Back after this on DCTV Sports.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Bottom of the 5th. Pilots 4, Bulldogs nothing. As we welcome you back to Ayersville, it will be the 9-hole designated player, Callie Gorell, to lead it off for head coach Aubrey Lycan Company. Kendra Waldron on deck and Michaela Laker-Sierra in the hole as they will take their cuts against Natalie Ordway, who has not pitched really all that poorly. In all honesty, only 2 of the 4 runs have been earned, but that 3rd inning, the count just the same. But she has kept her team in it, and she got a clean inning, a 1-2-3 frame just an inning ago as she deals a strike here.
Yeah, again, keeping them in it, give you a chance. Oh, I think she's only given up, 3 hits I think I have down, maybe 4?
Yes, 3.
So, yeah, she's done a nice job. It's just Ayersville's done a nice job, too, of when they have the chance, they put balls in play and score runs.
Krebs charging on this one, and a nice stretch by Addie Miller at first to get that crucial leadoff hitter. Yeah, one crucial error back in the 3rd really cost. Well, an error and a pass ball.
Yeah.
2 free bases and a run comes home, and the next thing you know, so does another, and that's where you got to try and stop the bleeding.
Yeah, you get a couple free bases, and then somebody hits one off a fence, and all of a sudden you've got a crooked number up on the board.
So here's Waldron digging in. Counterpart, Natalie Ordway deals in the cellar. Waldron 0 for 2, flew out to center back in the 1st, reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd, but did come around to score. 1-0, this one well struck, deep to left center field, good height, good distance, goodbye! No doubt about it. Look at her, she's already rounding 3rd. Slow down, kid, and enjoy it. She's on a dead sprint, crossing home plate. It's now 5-0 Pilots.
Yeah, really good swing of the bat right there. Got a ball middle in and didn't miss it and hit that right through the teeth of the wind out here.
Yep. You could just tell by the sound it made off the barrel of the bat. She absolutely crushed it. That will be Waldron's 2nd home run of the season, her 5th RBI. And right now, it's good to see. It wasn't just Chloe Seiler going out, but the entire defensive infield to the circle to talk to Natalie Ordway. Got to lock back in. Still plenty of ball left to be played as Michaela Laker-Sierra digs in from the left side.
Yeah, you got to lock in here and see if you can just keep this at 1 this inning.
1-0. This one a shot back up the middle, just underneath the glove of Ordway and into center field for a base hit. The line keeps moving for the Pilots. And they're not doing anything fancy. Now, granted, Coble has left the yard, Waldron has left the yard, but I'm looking down here and I'm seeing base hit, a walk and a steal, base hit, a walk and a hit and run. They just... Next thing you know, you look up at the scoreboard and it's 5-0, and you're like, what just happened? It's been death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah, I think that's what makes this Ayersville team so scary is they can beat you several ways. They got girls that can hit the ball out of the ballpark, but they also have girls that will just get on base, can run, take extra bases when it's there. Just really complete.
Brown fouls this one back, and the problem if you're an opponent is it's not just 2 or 3 batters, one stretch in the lineup. It's 1 through 9.
Yeah, the entire lineup does a nice job of even when they make outs, just putting quality at bats together and making you work. And it gets exhausting as a pitcher to have to deal with that stuff.
1-1 the count. Brown almost left the yard. Her last trip up, double deep off the fence. That was back in the 3rd inning. Picked up an RBI. Looking at a 2-1 count here. This one gets dirty. Seiler's throw down to second, and a little bit of a collision, and a nice job by Roth to back up the throw.
And that's what we were just talking about. Michaela did a great job of reading that ball in the dirt and took off right away. And now she's in scoring position.
Can hear some chirping coming from the first base dugout. There's the biggest difference between softball and baseball. The chance, the coordination.
Yeah, They spent some time on that stuff.
The 3-1. Brown looking for something to hit. This one, boy. Spread the legs and make sure that goes through the wickets there, young man.
Yeah, nice job getting out of the way there by Coach Florence down there at first base. Not real young down there. Did a nice job of not taking that one.
Yep. I know I asked you during the Fairview game, but log online on YouTube and look up Oklahoma's chant to their coach about moving out of the way of a foul ball. It's funny. 3-2. This one, hard hit to second base. Ross stays low on it, goes to first. There will be a play at third. Bang, bang, throw from Addie Miller to Ruth Green, and they get Laker Sierra trying to take the extra bag. 3 and 5 on the double play, and just like that, Defiance is out of the inning with some fancy leather in the field. Damage kept to a minimum. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. Ayersville still tacks on a big insurance run. They lead at 5-0, top of the 6th. When we come back, you're watching DCTV Sports.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
There you get a good look at the circle, and in particular, the Honey Badger. Number 28, Kendra Waldron. Waiting for Daniela Coble to finish getting her gear on so she can warm up. All it took was one and a throw down. Why not? She's feeling warm. It'll be the heart of the order for Defiance. Krebs, Seiler, and Ward. 3rd trip to the plate this afternoon. Starting to run out of time. It's 5-0 here in the top of the 6th. Again, Alan, I'm not going to say you need, clearly, to get anything right now would be positive. To say get it all back against a pitcher right now like Kendra Waldron, who's clearly in the groove, but they have touched her up a little bit, and first pitch swinging, high fly ball, slicing into foul territory in right field, and a great running catch by Anna Marie Sigler.
Wow, she covered a ton of ground there. What a catch. Going and getting that ball, and
that is a freshman showing why she's in the starting lineup.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, that ball was hit. I thought, well, that's foul. And what a great job of running that ball down. And as you got close to the fence there.
So here's Seiler digging in, 1 for 2 today with a single and a stolen base. Takes a strike on the inside corner. Righty-righty matchup here. Well, both these teams are going to have very busy weeks, but Defiance especially. They're going to be playing almost every night this week. Waldron deals this one well struck deep to right center field, and nobody's going to get there. Will bounce in front of the wall. Seiler picking him up and laying him down. Stands up into second base with a 1-out double.
Really good looking swing right there.
Very.
So out away and took it that way, and it's her 3rd hit of the day.
Problem is, can they bring her home?
Yeah, you got to get at least one here. Break the ice here a little bit.
So here's Ellie Ward digging in, 0 for 2. Didn't get cheated this one in the dirt, and a great stop by Coble. Ellie Ward has seen the average dip a little bit. Matter of fact, the last time we saw Defiance in action was that Tenora game. She smoked a line drive to shortstop that was caught, and Chloe Seiler, who represented the tying run at that time, unfortunately didn't read it down. She just moved on contact and got doubled off to end the game. And I think Ellie Ward, that's what you see sometimes, right? You can absolutely barrel up a ball and not have anything to show for it. As she lines this one into right center field, this one gets down. Seiler had to wait to read it down. They're going to go ahead and waive her. There'll be a play at the plate. No, it's cut off, and Seiler scores the first run of the game for Defiance. Heads up, base running by Ward to take second on the play, and the Bulldogs are on the board 5-1.
Yeah. Again, great approach, and try to do too much. A little liner over the second baseman's head, and now Defiance has got something rolling here. Just trading spots, still just one out.
And what was I saying? How hard you can hit a ball sometimes and not have anything to show for it. That was a little bit of a humpback liner, but it got down in the green in right center field, and we'll see if that opens up the floodgates here for Defiance, as there's a meeting in the circle by the Ayersville infield. Here's Ruth Green digging in. She has a hit today, 1 for 2, with a strikeout and a single. First time today, back-to-back hits for Defiance.
Yeah, and that's what makes it so tough with Kendra's is hits in a row, but here they go, and now you got something going, and a little life over there in that dugout.
You can hear the chants. Green, the 1-0, takes inside. For the first time today, and again, Kendra Waldron, I talked to her, I asked her that question during her pregame interview. I'm like, okay, as a sophomore, something like this, a situation like this might not have rattled her, but it would have upset her. Would have taken a few pitches, maybe even a few batters. Now as a senior, much more confident, much more mature. You're still up 5-1. Just bear down and get the hitter.
Yeah, just come right after him. Just continue to do what you've been doing. You've had a great game. Just continue to do what you're doing.
2-1. And some players actually perform a little bit better when they're angry, and it looks like we may be seeing that anger fuel Kendra Waldron right here. Holy cow, what a pitch. 2-2. Inside, good hold by Green, and she's run the count full. Folks, that is just the third run of the entire season scored against Kendra Waldron.
And you're in game 12?
12. This one, a liner, and I think is moving. That might have semi-distracted Brown. Ward will round third. She will score. An RBI single, taking second on the throw. And things have just become interesting now at 5-2. And we're going to have a courtesy runner here, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, pinch hitter.
Nope, we're going to have a pinch hitter. And this is going to be...
Nope, that's Ayersville.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yep, let me...
this is going to be Viviana King-Mayeku. Yep.
Okay.
King-Mayeku hitting .381. She's played in all 11 games. Check that. She's played in 9. We're reading the wrong line there for a second. 21 at-bats, 8 hits. Does have a pair of doubles. Does have a couple of home runs. Has some pop. Tremendous athlete. For just the second time this season against Kendra Waldron, an opponent has scored more than 1 run. That ERA is going to balloon to maybe 0.5.
Yeah, I don't know if... Don't know if she'll be able to sleep tonight.
She might not. I'll guarantee you she's not happy with herself. I'll guarantee it.
Say that jokingly, but again, this is good. This is good for, you got it. Now you got to pitch a little bit. And looks like we're going to have a run or two.
This is going to be number 5. This is going to be Tracy checking in.
Be smart, Pete. You got this. Hey, Air 3, grown.
So Peyton Tracy now at second base. Viviana King-Mayeku digging in. Coach Parrish is making the most out of his depth right now. There's still only 1 out and a runner at second base. It's now a 5-2 ball game. Well, we talked about needing to get something this inning. If you're Defiance, they certainly have, but still want to stay greedy, don't you?
Yeah, you definitely want to stay greedy. I mean, get within striking distance here.
1-1 the count. Waldron digging in, brings a heater, and this one fouled off the Rooftop of the dugout, 1-2. Well, ahead in the count in a situation like this so far today. She's played with speed. She's played with location. What do you think? Does she bring a changeup or does she snap off a curve here? She brings a rise, and Mayeku lays off.
Now right here's the action pitch. You want to make something happen here if you're Kendra, and I look forward to attack her right here with something.
2-2, pulls a bit of a string. This one a ground ball and into left field. Are they going to go ahead and wave the runner around? Tracy coming home, the throw, beats her. What a hose by Michaela Laker-Sierra to get what would be the third run at home plate for the second out.
Yeah, really nice throw. She got to that ball quick. Gave Coble a ball that she could really handle.
Wow.
And just did a nice job already on it. Coble hung really well, made a good throw, cut one down.
Michaela Laker-Sierra showing off a hose in left field. And I tell you what, you've got to play percentage ball there if you're Defiance, don't you? You had to force basically the great play, and she came up with it.
Yeah, you made her make a perfect throw there. I'm sure Coach is down there questioning himself now, but it's easy to now. But, it's some momentum going there, and then it's really going if you score another run there. So
we're going to have another pinch hitter here. So instead of Ordway, Aliana Stance is now picked up a bat. Tell you what, this is where Coach Parrish and his assistants are now playing chess, and we're going to have a pinch runner as well. So Roth will come in to pinch run. Re-enter, excuse me. And Aliana Stance, the transfer from Fairview, has picked up bat and will hit here with 2 down and a runner at second here in the 6th. Stance hitting .318. How would you love to have the luxury of bringing that off the bench?
Yeah, somebody hitting .318 coming off your bench.
Popped up straight over our heads, and now down on the count 0-2. Roth at second, good speed. Stance with an 0-2 count. Waldron deals. Strike on the inside corner, and that will do it to snuff out the Defiance rally here in the top of the 6th, but not before they break the scoreboard. 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left aboard. We'll head to the bottom of the frame. Pilots 5, Bulldogs 2. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Superior Credit Union, a not-for-profit, member-owned financial cooperative. Visit SuperiorCU.com to find out more about joining the winning team at Superior Credit Union.
Just the looks. Bottom of the 6th. Sun slowly starting to set here at Ayersville. Not quite the bottom of the 6 o'clock hour. Coach Like, basically, she should have had ice skates there. I don't think the soles of her sneakers ever left the infield dirt as she shuffles down to the third base coach's box. Well, Defiance touching up starter Kendra Waldron for a pair of runs. Just the second time in 12 games this season that Kendra Waldron has surrendered more than 1 run. But right now, the Pilots up by 3, and they'd like a little bit more, as it will be 4, 5, and 6. Daniela Coble, Allison Eldridge, and Annalie Weisgerber set to take their third cuts of the afternoon against Natalie Ordway, who has re-entered the ball game and in the circle. How much confidence does that give you? Maybe a little extra adrenaline knowing that your team just got you back into the game in the top of the frame.
Yeah, that's a big inning for Defiance right there. And now if you're Natalie, you got to go out and have their back and throw up a 0 and give yourself a shot in the 7th.
Coble, 1 for 2, as this rise ball floats into the stratosphere. 1-1. Coble with a 2-run homer in the first. Absolutely barreled up a line drive to second base in the third, and Addie Roth took a hit away from her. Here's one deep in the hole at short. Krebs quickly up on it, and yes, Miller was able to make the nice scoop and hang on to that softball for the first out.
Yeah, nice play all around. Krebs went deep in the hole there, made a strong throw and a good stretch, and kept the toe on the bag there. Good start to the inning for Defiance there to get that powerful hitter out and get yourself back in the dugout with a shot.
So here's Eldridge, 0 for 2 with a ground out to short and a fly out to center. This one, another hard hit ball to short, gobbled up by Krebs. Man! Well, when you're in the groove, you want the ball, don't you?
Yeah. If you could convince your team to try to hit the ball someplace else, then maybe an approach they want to take right here is she is just eating everything up over there today.
So a pair of putouts recorded, 6-3, 6-3. Here's Annalie Weisgerber. Also 0 for 2 today. First pitch swinging, high fly ball deep to center field, but the park will hold it, and Rollison will squeeze for the third out. Well, Natalie Ordway did what she needed to, thanks to some fancy leather by her teammates behind her. We will head to the top of the 7th. Defiance needs at least 3. It's up to the offense now, or this one is in the books. Pilots 5, Bulldogs 2. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
Top of the 7th. We've got ourselves a ball game, but at the same time, down to their final 3 outs. Defiance needs at least 3, or this one is in the books. The 9-hole. Bella Rollison leads it off. She squares the bunt, comes up empty. Strike 1. Top of the order, Addie Miller on deck, and Aaliyah Shaver in the hole. Waldron deals high and way out of the zone for just the 2nd time this season. 12 games. Kendra Waldron has allowed any kind of runs, and she's allowed 2. She's looking to make short work of the Bulldogs here and pick up win number 11 of the season. And Rollison was casting there. A little indecision, all arms, comes up empty.
Yeah, you're Kendra, you're just bouncing out there after that last inning, and you're just in attack mode right now, getting back to what works.
1-2. Outside target. And she got a piece of this one. Stays alive to buy another. The right side of the infield is in a little bit. The left side is not, especially Brown at short. Now, she's got a tremendous arm. The 1-2. Didn't even need to worry about where they're setting up. Strike 3 on the inside corner. Another West Banco strikeout. 1 away. I've got 16 Ks on the afternoon for the Honey Badger. Here's Addie Miller, who has had a very productive afternoon at the plate as she swings underneath the rise ball here, 2 for 3 with a pair of singles. Well, after tonight, this one misses in the dirt. Ayersville will make a short bus ride 1 county over. They'll take on Paulding back into GMC competition. Likewise, tomorrow for Defiance, they are home back into Western Buckeye League action. They'll take on St. Mary's Memorial. This one off the end of the bat, coming in, and that's just well played by Anna Marie Sigler. Boy, the scout has been pretty effective defensively here this afternoon, and there's 2 away.
Yeah, she read that one really well. Got a good jump on it. And
that's a freshman over there.
Yeah.
Doesn't play like one, does she?
No, she doesn't.
So here's Shaver digging in. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Just trying to move the line here for her team. Waldron paints the black on the outside corner, strike 1. Shaver digs back in. Swing and a miss. She was trying to get a slap down, and now the Bulldogs down to their final strike. Well, can Waldron get number 18 to finish the game?
I would say here comes another fastball.
Yeah. I don't think you're guessing either.
Blowing her away a little bit.
The 0-2. Called strike 3 on the outside corner, and that will do it. Another West Banco strikeout to end the ball game. 17 on the afternoon for Kendra Waldron. And the Pilots, a 5-2 win. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll break down the stats. We anticipate having Aubrey Like, and I'm going to suggest probably Ariel Brown as a player for our postgame. With the victory, Ayersville now 11-1 overall as Defiance falls to 5-7. Quick timeout. Back with the postgame right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
Superior Credit Union, a not-for-profit, member-owned financial cooperative. Visit superiorcu.com to find out more about joining the winning team at Superior Credit Union.
Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
When a fire or natural disaster throws a penalty flag, let ServiceMaster Restore work for you. Anything from minor cleanups to complete overhaul and rebuilding. Contact ServiceMaster by McCann.
In life, unexpected challenges can test us. If you've been seriously injured in a car accident, you deserve a team that understands. Because your story matters. Call Arthur Law Firm today. We'll fight for you every step of the way.
West Banco, building a better bank every day since 1870. Community-focused West Banco. Find out more at westbanco.com.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. Past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Well, the scene here as the crowd continues to mill around in Ayersville. We had basically Division 7 versus Division 3. It was a non-conference matchup, but boy, it was a good one. And with it, just a little more offense for the host Pilots this afternoon as they score 5 runs on 5 hits. They commit 1 error. Again, Defiance will look down at this and say, woulda, coulda, shoulda. 2 runs on 8 hits and no errors, but when it really came down to it, it was just too much Kendra Waldron this afternoon. 18 strikeouts on the afternoon, and whenever she got into trouble, she also worked her way out of trouble.
Yeah, and that was the difference today is they weren't able to have productive outs. When Kendra needed a big out, she got a strikeout, and it's hard to double up hits against her, and they were able to just get some. She was able to get some big strikeouts when she needed them.
With that said, now it's time to drag the infield, right? You win, and so what's your reward? Take care of your field, correct?
Yes, go get to work.
We anticipate being joined by Coach Aubrey Like here in just a moment. She is getting the media gamut here, so what I'm going to say is, Ariel Brown. Ariel. We'll give you a couple. Now, she normally is not a shy player. So with that said, we're going to keep an eye on her. But when you go this afternoon, and let's face it, the top of the order for Ayersville did the bulk of the damage today. Normally, we're seeing 1 through 9 as murderers row. But how about this? Kendra Waldron going 1 for 3 with an RBI. Michaela Laker Sierra 1 for 3 with a run scored. Ariel Brown goes 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. And then Danny Coble, the big blow, the 2-run homer in the first inning to really open up the floodgates, 1 for 3 with 2 RBI. And let's be honest, in all 3 of her at-bats, she barreled up the softball. It took 2 really nifty plays, a snare on a line drive at second base by Addie Roth to steal a hit, and then a great play from deep in the hole by shortstop Story Krebs, or Danny Coble could very easily be 3 for 3 this afternoon.
Yeah, the top of the order for Ayersville definitely did a bunch of damage, and
I didn't know what side you wanted me on.
We want you in the middle because that's where the VIPs stand. So you're going to look at that camera right there, absolutely. And it's not as if you aren't used to this, so quit pretending.
Yep.
So let's bring that microphone just a little bit closer to you. And now we'll have a chat here. All right, so walk us through this here. You knew good team was coming in.
Oh, yeah.
Division 3 team. Mm-hmm. You weren't, you're no strangers to each other. You play every year.
Yep.
But walk us through your approach to this one and what was your mindset, both as you and the team?
Go have a good time, kick some butt. We wanted to kick some butt. It's always good to beat Defiance. It feels good. Have a good time out here with the team.
All right, so what was your approach at the plate today? Because you barreled a couple of balls up. You go 2 for 3, you have an RBI, you have a run scored. What was your approach today?
Honestly, just hit the ball. Just get a base hit. I never tried to go big. Just get on base.
All right, so offensively, we touched on that. Defensively, I've seen you guys twice now. I've been very impressed with you guys defensively, especially you with your range and your arm at short. How much pride do you take in your defense?
I love defense. Defense is probably my personal favorite thing, and we work on it every day at practice. Coach is like, we need to work on hitting, We're always trying to do situations, and all this defensive stuff. So definitely working on it at practice every day.
All right, so I'm going to ask you to kind of switch gears there because 2 seasons ago, You didn't want to move from behind the plate, and now you look like you're very comfortable at shortstop. So how long did it take that transition?
It was hard. Bill talked to me last year. It was definitely hard, but when you need a shortstop, you lose Taylor Waldron at short. You have to step up and play short as a team. And seeing Danny back there, she's outstanding. I love playing with Danny, so a huge shout out to her. But yeah, team effort.
Speaking of team, because the bulk of last year's roster is back. A couple holes to fill, but right now you guys are clicking on all cylinders. 2 pitches from really being undefeated. So I'll ask you this. There's still, a month left to go in the season? How much better can this team still get?
We grind every day. We want to be better every day. Like the other day, coach is like, you guys need a break. Like we didn't practice Saturday, and we're like, nobody thought about taking Saturday off. We all wanted to practice, so we're grinders.
Well, that's good. That's what it takes. And from a coach's standpoint, that's what you like to hear. So as you talk about wanting to grind and practice, how much do you guys control practice?
It's quite a bit. Usually Kevin and Aubrey are like, what do you guys want to work on? And we're listing things off. Like it's not a silent competition. We want to do things. And honestly, if we could, most of us probably stay here 4 hours if they'd let us. So.
It's a senior.
Yeah.
You're a senior.
Mm-hmm.
There's 4 of them on this roster. I understand. It can get sentimental, right? This will be the last bus ride we take to this school. This is the last time I do this with my teammates. Have you been able to keep that in check right now and just stay focused?
Yes, sir, I have. Haven't thought about it once. I'm just here to have a good time, enjoying it while it lasts.
You know, she seems to really have a good time. She's hammering that point home to us, isn't it?
Yes, definitely, and that's what it takes. You got to It's because it is a grind, and you have to make sure you're having fun while you're doing it, because that's what this is about.
All right, so we asked Coach Like this for the postgame last week in Fairview. I asked Kendra Waldron this during her pregame interview. You guys came so close last year, 1 game away from a trip to Akron, something that's never happened before in program history. At the same time, it's still off in the distance.
It is.
Do you guys openly talk about goals, or are you just staying focused on the next game on the schedule?
I think everybody knows the overall goal. We don't actually have set goals as a team. We take it one game at a time, 1 play at a time, just enjoying it and being there for each other. It's a team sport, and we are definitely team oriented. So 1 game at a time.
1 game at a time, having fun. Right? Enjoying it. So what we're going to do is take a quick timeout. We hope to get Coach Like. If she scampers off, put her in a headlock and bring her over here for us, will you?
Okay.
Ariel, congratulations on the win. Best of luck the rest of this week.
Thank you, sir.
We'll take a quick break. We're back with more of the postgame right after this. You are watching DCTV Sports.
Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
When a fire or natural disaster throws a penalty flag, let ServiceMaster Restore work for you. Anything from minor cleanups to complete overhaul and rebuilding. Contact ServiceMaster by McCann.
In life, unexpected challenges can test us. If you've been seriously injured in a car accident, you deserve a team that understands. Because your story matters. Call Arthur Law Firm today. We'll fight for you every step of the way.
Back at Ayersville, the sun slowly starting to set. It was a little chilly this afternoon, but man, if Kendra Waldron wasn't hot in the circle. 18 strikeouts against a good Defiance team. Now, you and I talked about it during the pregame. You wanted to test yourself, and you knew that you were going to get a test for just the second time this season. Kendra Waldron has surrendered a run. Second time this season, she's surrendered multiple runs, and yet every time Defiance threatened, she came up big. Your thoughts on not just her, but also the team defense behind her today?
Obviously, Kendra pitched great. She locating the ball well. Her changeups are deadly. Couldn't ask for more there. But, yeah, she needs a team behind her, and they were there. They're hitting the ball in gaps. They're a good team, good hitting team. They just hit the ball in gaps, and we could have executed a little bit better in the outfield, but that's a team error on communication. We're going to fix that.
All right, this is definitely a measuring stick game for you guys. Defiance is a program that's always competitive. But moving forward here, you got another busy week with the GMC, and you got Paulding tomorrow, if I remember right, and then you go against GMC unbeaten Wayne Trace on Thursday. Talk about what your week will look like here.
Yeah, they're both tough teams. They're not going to be teams that we can look past and expect to win. We're just going to keep doing what we're doing, being aggressive at the plate, being aggressive on the bases, and Kendra's going to keep doing her thing. And I know defensively they're going to clean it up the next 2 games.
Ariel stood here and hammered home the point multiple times that they're having fun. Yeah. That they want to have fun. And it's not just coming out and playing and winning, but it sounds like they have fun practicing. She said they'd practice 4 hours if you let them. How rare is that? This team really seems to be, can't even say seems to be, they are 100% all in.
Yeah, absolutely. Early season, they would ask to practice. Like, we don't want the day off tomorrow on a Saturday. I'm like, what is wrong with you guys? But we had kind of a little bump in the road when we went without playing games. Like, we had only played like 2 or 3 games, and we'd been practicing for like 2 weeks straight, it felt like. And I felt like their energy was kind of down. They weren't having a lot of fun. Tension started kind of building, which is very rare for these girls. These girls have always gelled well, which is why it's so easy to coach them. But once the game started rolling, the energy has picked up. They're smiling all the time. Practice is a great time. They're just a great group of girls.
Right now enjoying it, so I'll ask you, because right now you seem to be clicking on all cylinders. What do you want to work on? Some areas that this team can still improve?
I always say defensively, because our defense doesn't get a lot of action. A lot of times games, Kendra's giving up 1 hit, maybe 2 or 3 bunts, but most of the time she's holding it down on her own, and the only reason she's able to do that is because she trusts her team and she can relax and know that she just got to put the ball over the plate. But tonight showed me that we need to work on the defense, the communication. Yeah, so that's going to be our focus.
There we go. Enjoy it at least for the rest of this evening, though, will you?
Oh, I will.
Coach, congratulations. Good luck the rest of this week.
Thank you.
5-2, Ayersville defeats Defiance. We're going to take one last time out, put a bow on our postgame. Don't go anywhere. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Superior Credit Union, a not-for-profit, member-owned financial cooperative. Visit superiorcu.com to find out more about joining the winning team at Superior Credit Union.
You can see the long shadows behind us here, and yet a lonely individual still working over the infield. You wear a lot of hats when you're a coach, especially a small school, don't you?
Yeah, you do. You kind of do it all yourself, and this is the part that goes unseen.
Exactly.
Once all the fans have left, and the coaches are still here working on the field, and this is what makes it capable when you do get a lot of rain to be able to play.
Again, Tenora, we're at Tenora tomorrow night. Ayersville defeats Defiance here this evening, 5-2, in a really good non-conference softball matchup. But with that said, they're both still going to be very busy this week, and especially Defiance. Up next for the Pilots tomorrow, they travel one county over. They are at Paulding, then home on Thursday versus Wayne Trace. On the flip side, if you're Defiance, look, you've got 24 hours to get the bad taste of tonight out of your mouth, because you are going to be extremely busy the rest of this week. Tomorrow, home versus St. Mary's Memorial. They're 8-5 overall, 3-1. In the WBL. Right now, despite this loss, non-conference, Defiance still is 2-1 with only 1 loss in conference play. Then Thursday, home versus Findlay, Friday at Van Wert, and then Saturday at Clay. They've got a chance to really hit the reset button and get back after things.
Yeah, you do, and Defiance can take a lot away from this game. I think you saw a lot of positives. They battled. Kendra's going to get her strikeouts, and they know that, but they didn't back down, and they pieced together some hits and made a run at them. So I think that's something that you can take away.
That is going to do it for our broadcast here this evening. we now can talk about Tenora. We're going to be over just down Ayersville Road as Tenora is going to be taking on Fairview tomorrow. We'll have our first pitch around 5 o'clock as well as baseball will take center stage. Alan, stay warm. It's going to be 70 degrees tomorrow. You can break out the Bermuda shorts.
Yeah, we won't know how to handle it after today.
Exactly. Again, Brent Balbinot alongside the Coach Alan Mag. A big thank you going out to our crew, our sponsors for helping make the broadcast a possibility, and as always, you, the fan, for tuning in. You've been watching a presentation of DCTV Sports.